All right. So we are going to continue on our little excursion, whatever. We're going to start with, I think I'm going to make an organization. I really need to figure out an official name for my little project. I keep calling it Underdark, but I would love to get a real name, so I think I'll work on that. I'll get Restream running just so I can see your guys' chat, if any. I tried Underdark. There's really not anything available. Underdark Us. Darkelf.us. Dark Elf. Blackelf.net. Darkelves.one.
Which is which. Today, this was taken.
I'm also going to make a new document. And we're going to basically start brainstorming a lot of the concepts and stuff. Maybe I won't use Google Docs, though. Legacy of... I do have spiritfate.com. I don't really like how Spiritfate types. As you can see, there's some really old... content that I wrote a long time ago for the Spirit Fate project I had in the... Alright, what's going on with work? Why am I getting... I'm getting a lot of messages. Alright, I turned that off. That's annoying when I'm getting mail messages from work. Because I'm not in working anymore. But yeah, I want to start working on a custom world for EverQuest. I want it to be EverQuest inspired. And I want to start looking into essentially making Underdark as an entire project. So we at least need a shorthand temporary name. And I do have a few domains, including EQ Codex. I don't really want to have Codex. I don't really want EQ in it. I want it to be something like Menzoberranzan, or what about like Drider? Or Loth. Well, I have to think about this. What would be some other domains or ideas? Let's do a fantasy name generator here. Zombie names. This isn't going to be good. Enter words. Underdark, Dark Elf, Drider. elfdemon.com. That's a funny one. Wow. I wouldn't call it elf demon, but we could do something with demon. Like demon horde. Demon realm. Demonic prelude. We need it to be short and sweet, ideally. Demon, imp, rascal, no. Demon, angel, dark elf. Yuck. This is doing all of them combined. Demon, angel, dark elf. What do you got for me? Just basically all these words. Dark elf blog. That's funny. Demon, dark elf, evil, angel. We could try like Xantha. What about like Demon Blossom? Demon Blossom doesn't. Blossom's a weird word. Demoncia. Demonia. That's kind of cool. Demoncia. Demosia. Demoncia doesn't seem too bad, right? The idea being there's going to be like angels and demons as the presence of lore. What I'm actually going to do is make a new organization. We're going to call the organization Demoncia. What? Why did you make an organization just for one repo that's a demo from 7 months ago? Dang it, I was so close to having a unique name. I think it's okay though. I can still use like a subdomain. Demoncia. Demo Demancia. Did I spell it right when I did this? You know what? I might have not. Let's try this again. Demancia. Perfect. Sure, you can use my email. It's a personal account. Yeah, we're good for now. Can you just give me... Thank you. All right, so a new repo. And we're going to call this client. Yeah. We don't need a template. We can keep it public. We can add a README, a git ignore, and no, we don't need a git ignore. All right. So the Demancia client, we can go ahead and create a repo. We're going to make it... Why do you keep showing this? Oh, it's the extension of Pascal. All right, Pascal, you have been demerited to uselessness because you are spamming me when I create a new project. So we're going to clone from GitHub Demancia client. Demancia client. Why don't you see it? You're usually pretty good at this, but apparently Demancia is not visible just yet. Wait, it made client and Zachary. That's my issue. Demancia client. There we go. Demancia client. Thank you. We're going to put this in C Drive game or C Drive code projects. What? Just give me one pass. All right, there we go. Paste, log in, close this. Yes, open the repo. Yes, I trust the authors. Cool. So basically what we're going to start working on is C Drive, games, EQ. We're going to take the Underdark project. In fact, we can just move this to code projects client. There. Dang it. Another thing is Demancia is actually going to be a subfolder. I really don't like Windows, by the way. All right, so now Demancia is its own grouping in projects. Now we have a client folder. And we're going to move EverQuest's client file real quick. So EQ Underdark. We'll rename this to patch. We'll add a git ignore. Probably add it to patch. And there's a few specific file types that we don't want to exclude. Why did the DLLs get excluded? They should be in there. Interesting. But basically the pattern of anything with Zachary should be ignored. Perfect. All of the load screens could likely be removed. Most of these achievements are likely okay to remove. I might hold off on that though. Now logs can actually be safely ignored. I think the whole folder can. Let's test that real quick. If I take logs and delete it, can I still execute? Code projects Demontia client patch. Does this work? As you see, it creates the logs folder, which is perfect because that means I can just ignore the file. Backup, I don't think needs to be there. Atlas, we'll keep that in there for now. Actor effects, we'll keep in there for now. Anything with SQL can be ignored. This can be deleted. I don't know why executables are being ignored. That's not ideal. I would actually prefer it if those got versioned. Okay. So what that should do is all the DLLs. I think the Mozilla stuff, well, I'm going to keep it in there just in case. So all the executables and DLLs are now in here. We can take out Launchpad though. I'm pretty dang sure that's not needed. In fact, where is Launchpad? A, B, C, D, F, G, H, I, J, K, L. I don't even see that. Tinder. Weird. Okay. Do we need Mozilla? Let's try deleting that, just see if it launches. I know my strings need to be repaired. I'm planning to reskin this whole thing, by the way, in due time. I want this to be just like a clean, revamped. I need to get that load screen changed. So I can get in game, right? AAs work fine. Polls work fine. All of your hotkeys and stuff look fine. I think achievement still works. I don't know where it's at. I think Legacy of North might crash. Or better yet, it just doesn't work. That's good. One thing I've had as an issue is there's no audio still. I thought I fixed that, but host is fine. Is there anything in here that should be versioned that isn't? All of this brace data is likely going to get adjusted. And spells files, of course. All right, so texture.txt I likely don't need to be versioned. Nor is UI errors, I doubt. The spell does not work in this plane. Like, is my EQ string messed up? Why is it reporting the incorrect messages sometimes? That is a great question. Let's go to Lazarus, go to the same file. "106" is this spell does not work here. Yeah, so that looks fine. This should be a cleaner ROF2, right? EQ string. I feel like something might be off, and that might help. Yeah, I wonder why I'm getting the offsets incorrect. I know that this EQ game is hacked, so maybe I should take a vanilla EQ game and what is it, de-input? It's one of the DLLs. empty setup. Frankly, I can grab all these DLLs and replace these, I think. Since they're all versioned, if I mod these, it's going to give me a diff. Modified EQ game. Yeah, that looks okay. And so this client currently is only 320 megabytes. Very reasonable. The shortcut I can likely add to the git ignore. All right. And there we go. Packed and happy, potentially. I'm probably just going to keep reusing EQ game, my EMU patcher, just because I know exactly how that works. I mean, I wrote it. So we're going to take the EMU patcher, we're going to copy it, we're actually going to clone it by forking it to Demancia. Also, before I forget, let's get demancia.com. And yeah, so now that we got Demancia, this is committing all the changes. And yeah, why does it say refresh chat? Interesting. Yeah, whatever. We now have the patch, which is really just the client in its raw form. The next thing we're going to do is clone the EQEMU patcher, which we just created the repo. So now we can say git clone Demancia EQEMU patcher. Why aren't you coming up? Is it because it's a clone? Here. Permission denied public key. And that's because I'm not using this. Grr. Why won't you refresh? Do you just not work with forks? I don't know what's going on here. Yeah, there's some issues with how this works with organizations. Well, poop. Let me use source tree, I guess. Because I don't really want to maintain the CLI outside of it with command prompt if it's not there automatically. Yeah, you see this remote repositories, and then it's like broken. Why do they have to make it such a fucking pain in the ass on Windows? It's so easy on Linux and OS X and whatnot. Do I have the GitHub? Yeah, maybe this will make my life a little easier. I don't care. We're gonna make a new repo. This is Demontia. Create a new repository. No, I want to clone a repository. All right, so we're looking for EQEMU patcher, and we're going to be putting this in Demontia like this. There. That was more work than it needed to be, but it did clone in the end. So now we can go into Projects Demontia, grab the patcher, and basically get this started. If I open the solution file, can I build it? I'm assuming the compiler use NuGet package restore. Yeah, but how do you run package restore from here? You probably don't. All right. So patcher, are you good to go? Wow. Manage NuGet packages. It says all these are installed. Oh, there it is. Okay. Can you please just not break when I load this? Why are you crashing looking at the main form? Well, here, can I start the program? Yeah, okay. So while it does have bugs, hopefully I can get this cleaned up. So what I want to do is a couple things. First, I'm going to set up a makefile, or I guess a batch file because this is Windows. And what it's going to do, not a directory, a file. What? Get out of that. Build.bat. Isn't it like, or something? I don't know. I don't use batch files very much. Okay, so we need to copy the patcher over. Which really it's the file list builder. So we're going to take the file list builder Go file, put it in the client, Let's make a scripts folder. Okay. So now we got to get the YAML file. Do I even? Okay, I do keep one. What I'm actually going to do is in Demancia, I'm going to make the client, which by the way, I thought I made this public. Why is it private? Okay. So if we grab a file and get the raw link, I think I might have to change this ROF syntax. That's right. So actually, I'm going to rename this to ROF. And this URL is going to be like that. I don't think I need main. I think it'd just be ROF. I believe this builder needs to actually be in the ROF directory as well. There you go. Now, is file list? Nope. Is git ignore? Nope. So in theory, this should fix it. Where did my restream thing go? There. Okay. So once this gets moved, we can actually take out the scripts directory now. We can go back to here and in the form, can I please just go to the code view? Thank you. We can put on here Demancia. And using the file list builder, YAML, we can take this URL, put in ROF, and hit play. And I'm not going to have the error anymore. I'm going to let it just start. We're just going to have this be an ROF client. Simple as that. It doubled the ROF. Okay, so we got to take the ROF out of this. Could not create SSL TLS secure channel. Interesting. But can I see the files in here? Well, this first of all has not been pushed. Oh, it's still pushing. That explains why. Almost there. Anyways, when this finishes committing, we should actually be able to download most of this. I think the file list builder is going to need to take out some exclusions. But let me verify that. I mean, it looks actually potentially okay. We just need to wait on this to finish, which is taking its sweet ass time. You know, I did a move operation. I don't know why moving is having to transfer it all again. That's kind of annoying, but whatever. I need to double check that the Zachary stuff is not being versioned as well. It probably is. Yep. Okay. So what I'm going to do is add some new logic into my iterator. Where did you get overwritten? There. that should remove that. Give this just a moment. Okay. Whoa. I don't know why that happened, but okay. Then and I ran out of space again. Oh, it's making a patch file. That's why. Excuse me. Man, I am so low on space on my C drive. League of Legends isn't helping. What else have I got on here that might be easy to clean up? Old live could probably be deleted. It's been long enough. Dump, honestly, can go to D drive games, EQMQ2. Why is MQ2 not a just directory? This can be deleted. Red guy PEQ, that can likely just get moved over. EMU can be moved over. Yeah, see, that's saving a lot of space just doing that one. Cool, let's run it again. Yeah. Error undefined, line 49. Oh. So this patch file takes a little bit of time, but why does Discord say I have a message? Oh. There you go. And there's Restream not showing again. So annoying. Anyways, so now I have the file list builder generating, which is making this file very large. Honestly, I'm going to probably make a backup system where if you have EQGame, maybe I just give you the patch file. How big is the patch file? The patch file, I think, is about the same size as the entire project. I might put that in the git ignore. For the time being. Man, you sure take a while, but I mean, it is MD5 hashing everything. But I might make my patcher smarter, where it will know that you just put it in an empty directory and just basically install the whole game. Why would this be read-only? It's actually used. Man. Come on, Bessie. You can do it. Hopefully I don't run out of space. It doesn't even tell me how much space I have. I got a gig. There's probably a couple Steam games I got to move around. All right, there it goes. And there's not enough space on the disk again? How the hell did that happen? Why is the patch file 6 gigs? Holy shit. How the hell did that happen? Whoa. Okay, apparently deleting that zip file just crashed everything, including all of my Explorer windows. Okay, so we need the patch file to be deleted, which unfortunately I have to go on my desktop to find the trash can because Windows, or what is it called? Recycle empty. I don't need you to show me the contents. I just need you to delete all this crap because I don't need that. So why the heck would this be 6 gigs? It's only 320 megs. Is there something with how this builder works? I mean, frankly, I'm going to take out the patch creating step because we don't care about it on this one. Man, my code is horrible on here. Yeah, I just was using log fatal and these conditionals. Why would I, man? There. Makes me a little happier. Is this anything to do with what you're having with the client issues earlier? Referring to what? I'm just cleaning up code I wrote a long time ago. I'm writing a patcher so that I can give my custom client to people. The repeated crashing, it's likely, if I had to guess, due to the fact that I have MQ2 running and the fact that I'm reloading the zone and I'm editing the zone in really weird ways because there's a caching mechanism going on in EverQuest. Because zones are normally very permanent. So, it's no biggie. Okay, so this is still deleting. Holy crap, did I have a lot of files in there. But while that's going, let's go ahead and run the builder again. Missing return, 183. That is so much faster. It took me literally 0.73 seconds without the patcher. And there's all the files. Perfect. Now, ooh, did I commit the patch file? Oh no, that's going to really gross out my history. I'm not fully sure what it patched either, but regardless, it's going away. Added file list update. Boom. Push. Sorry, I haven't even looked at that still. It's on my to-do. Did you see I succeeded, by the way? I made my login character select zone purely in the NetRadiant. Ooh, this might take a while because of the delete. I hope it's not uploading that entire 6 gig file. That'll be gross if it is. Yeah, see, I'm up to 26 gigs. Oh, here, let me show you real quick while we wait for this. So, EQGame. I think I have a window for this. Maybe not. Did I take it away? Well, here, I can just go to patch. So check this out when you log into my client here in a sec. You ready for this? You ready for this? Can you handle this? Kaboom! Look at my character select. Yeah. Looks like Nariak, huh? The world is a little too big. Apparently this import mechanic scales things up quite a bit. But yeah, no more Pac-Man. Rip Pac-Man. I might have to put that in as an Easter egg. You know, kind of like the cat room. Yeah, so like if we go to tools and go to NetRadiant and start up NetRadiant real quick. Whoa. And open recent, you can see the zone. I did it purely in the Quake 3 engine, which is pretty cool, right? Because look, all the geometry. And in my opinion, it is a bazillion times easier to work with this geometry than it is with EverQuest's. You can see all my horrible stuck out objects and stuff because I made rocks, you know. But basically what I've learned is that everything's scaled too much. So what I might even do, use the scaling tool and shrink these. Maybe not horizontally. And then we take this wall, let's hide that, take this wall, edit the face, transform, move down, something like that. And then take the roof, move this down to about there. Take this, scale it as well. One. Let's move you down. Apparently this player start is way too big. Like, I'm pretty sure all of the client data is a lot smaller. Why does my restream keep hiding? I want to watch you. Yeah, that would take so much longer in OpenZone. Is why I want to be able to import bigger things so I can just make all my stuff in something like 3ds Max. Yeah, I mean, you can't push refs to remote. Try running poll first. Is it because I have this huge ass fucking patch file? Is it going to tell me I can't push anymore because of it? I don't want to do patching and deleting and all that shit. Fuck. I'm pretty sure that's happening right now, though. Yeah, so the issue you're going to hit with 3ds Max or Blender or any of those tools is that you're going to have to do a 2-step conversion. And all of your geometry data that you're going to be sending over is always going to have potential headaches. Like 3ds Max is great if you're doing like a wagon or some sort of placeable, entity object. But when it comes to map making, it's BSP based. So using a BSP editor is going to be your cleanest solution. Unless you get an entity leaked error. Why did I get an entity leaked, by the way? Oh, absolutely. What did I leak and where? Oh, it actually shows you. Like you can see the character. She can jump over and there's a hole in the geometry here. Apparently right in the corner, I did a exclusion or something. Well, let's fix that by moving over one. Is that enough? Yep, that's all it took. But you see what sorry. You see all I had to do was it gave me a little path even to show me where I needed to go. But yeah, I'm shrinking this because it's I made everything too big. All right. What are you doing, patcher and uploader? Dude, I'm swearing that I accidentally updated patch zip file. Fuck. I could just delete the repo and restart. It's probably faster than going and doing a cherry pick revert. But that aside, let's go back to my Linux machine, copy over my map, go to OpenZone, delete the file, import the Quake 3 map, which is library texture. See, this steps right here. This is what I want to automate. Because every time I have to re-import, this still feels a little big. I might need to lower this more. Regardless, let's try it again. CLZ, yes, okay. But basically that whole process right there, and then moving over here, doing the copy, this is all just mundane, repetitive work just because OpenZone is kind of a piece of shit. I could likely create a plugin for Net Radiant to direct export to S3D and simplify my life exponentially. I mean, it's okay to import into OpenZone, but like if I'm doing zone data and such, I'm pretty sure I can just do it directly in a BSP editor. And then most of your like third-party geometries. But yeah, this is taking forever. Yeah, I'm gonna fuck this over. You, Demancia client, are going to go to the trash can. Yeah, Demancia client, you can delete. Goodbye. And guess what I'm going to do right afterwards? I'm going to make a new repository at Demancia client. It's going to be public. It's going to be just add a readme, clone. Then we take this directory in all of its glory. And we're just going to make it like backup. Close you. Can I please? Thank you. Then we're going to go to, I guess, GitHub desktop. And we're going to go ahead and clone Demontia client to Demontia client. Perfect. Then we're going to go back to VS Code. We're going to open a new window, go back to Demontia client, drag it in here. It does not. So when I originally started my NetRadiant project, I went and grabbed Urban Terror, which uses the IO Quake 3. It's a free open source program, and I know it uses the Quake 3 IO Quake stuff, and that was just for reference for textures and stuff. But now that I have my baseline, I can probably totally override even needing that. Maybe I should play with that here in a second. But yeah, give me a second here, dude. Okay, so we have a blank client repo now. We don't want to copy the Git file, but we want everything else. So C drive, games, code projects. We want to go to Demontia client. No, it's old client. Take everything but the Git file, copy it over. And in theory, running build.bat should be clean. My git ignore should be honored. Perfect. And then we're only going to add changes that we made. But yeah, if you give me some time, I got to clean up this process, Zergling. Like, I'm theorizing. I'm still researching what the best ideal route is. But I can tell you, this pretty much works one-to-one with in-game. And I'm pretty damn sure with NetRadiant, there are ways to import from like 3ds Max and whatnot. You're still going to probably need to use OpenZone for like NPC creation. But yeah, I've been working on a project, by the way, called EQEMU. And what this is going to be doing, it's still very much in the early days, like I've not even spent a week on this, is that it will load PFS files, which would be your EQG and S3D files, right? Loads them up, takes the fragments for the world file, and puts that into memory. And then I was originally going to work on a GLTF exporter because, in my opinion, OBJ is old school, dude. GLTF is so much better, especially because you can actually add metadata in there so that you can create custom properties and such. But the idea is I first was going to export to GLTF. Kind of what Lantern does, but the other project I'm working on with this now is actually a BSP bidirectional tool. Because if I get this done and I get it at least functional, what I can start doing is, like I said, plugins, EverQuest, generate S3D. That's it. You're done. I'll have to maybe write some custom geometry edits in here, but I know that this has a brush maker tool. Like, I think if you go to view, show, model browser, models, I'm actually double checking it. So you can see here that miscellaneous model entities that are static are actually going to be put in as brushes so that it gets baked into the binary space tree file. Or I guess underscore static are not included with geometry, but rather loaded by the game by loading the compiled BSP file. I think for you, depending on how complex it is or how reusable it is, you could just use objects, you know what I mean, and import them third party. And I think the object system actually can be done with Zala's tool, which is the weapon model importer. I think the weapon model importer has the capability to, you know, like you could use this for what you want, which is making, you know, like standalone 3D models in 3ds Max. And then you could use these as objects to put in the game. Yeah. But yeah, I will say this. From my understanding, using a BSP editor, like, I don't know if you've ever opened your stuff in MQ2's NavMesh editor, but you're potentially adding a lot of geometry from the step of taking your 3ds Max, you know, models and then putting them into OpenZone, just because of how it calculates all the different vertices and everything, does the conversion. So, oh, what is Deckard saying? Sweet deal. Yeah. He's another modeler, dude. All right. Is this all added? Can I commit this, please? Cool. And hopefully I didn't just add another freaking patch file. I don't think it generates it anymore. And this, did we fully convert this? I think we did. Let's see if we can start the client up. Because right now I'm using, oh, actually, does this copyright? Yeah, I'm still copying to Underdark. Yeah, so we're going to start EQ up real quick. I just want to verify if this looks better at the character select or not, because I'm pretty sure it's copied over. Yeah, so you can see now, you can see the rooftop. This is a lot smaller and reasonable, like the little platform. It could even be smaller, honestly, which is super easy to do. But even just using this tool, holy crap, you know, being able just to right click and navigate cleanly like you're in Quake. Being able to hit scale, grab the little edge and be like, okay, I'm going to snap this one more, snap this one more. And let's see how big this is. Save, build, single BSP, go to step 1, copy this over, go into here, delete, import, Quake 3 map. Yeah, all these steps I could automate. It doesn't ever remember the directory I was last in, so I have to always navigate back. Then export, CLZ, override, okay. 3 check marks of okays just to save. Export that back over. This is likely going to be unhappy because I just edited the file. Yeah, this is what happens when you edit the file when it's in there. Oops. Okay. And while that's going, let's go check if this patcher works. Yep, look at that. That platform looks so much better. All right, it looks like he's on a platform. So it's interesting, the geometry. A player is like super tiny. Maybe I'm just zoomed out so much. but essentially you can take the info player and like scale it down. Not that you can, but each of these blocks, like 16 blocks, a player fits in a 16 block. So like a quarter of the size of this dude. Because if you look at this, the model player, this thing looks absolutely tiny. But on here, he's like the size of the platform. Yeah, see? Like this platform's pretty small, but it's like the size of me. I mean, that wall feels pretty big, but it's not bad. But I mean, this definitely feels like it's right out of Neriac, huh? A little bit. I'm not matching all the textures or anything, but kind of has the vibe. All those random objects and getting stuck in geometry. But yeah, that platform. That platform looks pretty clean when you're on character select. Because look, I'm like right on it. In fact, if I go create character, isn't there an option to like rotate the screen? I'm trying to remember. I guess not. The Yankee trick the ogres. Well, so let's see how hard it is. If we want to lower the, the size of these textures, right? If we click on it, go to S, and then like set this to 0.5, 0.5, and then hit fit, or no. I honestly don't know what I'm doing with these still. Maybe I have to do it bigger. 10, 10. There you go. Now it's super tiny. Okay, so now let's do like 5, 5. See what I mean? Now they're a little tinier. It's probably too tiny. Maybe about a 3. Which of course that size is relative. But still pretty cool. If I wanted to get all detailed, I can click on an object, edit the face, and be like, I want to shift this just a bit, or I want to vertically move it, or I want to stretch it a little less. Or if I want to rotate it. That's cool. Or project it differently. I wonder how camera projection works. Like if I look this way, or if I look this way. Oh, so yeah, if you just face it head on and hit camera, does that? It's all stretched. Oh, so that's for angling. Okay. Pressing fit typically makes it look the best. But of course in EQ, it's more like this because they don't ever do UV mapping. Yeah, I mean, you got to remember, NetRadiant is based on Qt Radiant or GDK Radiant, which is like id Software BSP editing tools, and they're amazing. It's pretty much one-to-one, yeah. Like here, I can show you a example. Let's do this. I'm going to make a little cube. Turn off face mode, click open area, then, well, hold up. Click open area, make a little brick. I got to figure out how to set the baseline. I'm still not very good at this program as a whole. I'm still learning, but here's a little brick object, right? A little cube. Not quite a cube though. Like, I think the easiest way is you hit face mode, click on an edge, and then just move down one. There. Now I have a perfect cube, right? Hey, Dashing Drake. Yes to both. This is actually me more just messing around and talking with Dead about what is the easiest way to edit. But like, okay, so we're adding a brush to this little cube, and we're going to make it fit so that you get like this perfect cube, right? And you can see that it's really detailed. Let's actually reset it. Put it to like, hey, thank you for the follow, Dashing Drake. How do I get this? Let's just do this, okay? So it's nice and detailed. If I hit save, go through the export process, right? Re-import it into OpenZone. Library textures. Quake 2. We're going to re-import this, and we go find that cube in the clunky OpenZone file. Like even turning, you can see there it's pretty much identical. Like if we really wanted to, we could count 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16 tiles high. And if we go to the same thing here, which is so much easier to get to, it's pretty much on this wall just to make sure we're on the same orientation. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 15. Did I miscount? There could be a chance these are slightly off. But you get the idea. The geometry seems to be pretty close. Now granted, when you select it, it's a little wonky looking. Just in general. And you get no editing anymore once you import this. So like when we start adding lighting data, I'm not fully sure how that's going to work the cleanest. Like I don't know if you noticed, but when we're in game, I do not have any lighting data in this zone, yet it's like fully bright. What is it? Time. Let's do like 2400. And you see how bright it is still, even though it's like nighttime. Fly mode 1, so that I can fly up. And then let's go to like 15000. So we're outside the bounds. We're in outer space. You can't see the sky on this because it's considered a middle world. Trippy. Woo. Woo. Anyways. But yeah, I like my little platform. The beginning of the end. Probably should get some more textures in here and like start making a world or, you know, randomizing how this shape and stuff is. But all in all, my biggest complaint with NetRadiant is, can I change to a dark theme? Because I hate... Also, this part's interesting. Can I make net radiant. Oh, look at this, dude. Heck yeah. I love it when you have the 3-axis mode. Not a huge fan because some of the geometry is going to be hard to tell. But now, when I'm working on something, I think there's a center key as well. Focus on select. It's just tab. Wait. What? Tab focuses it on this screen. How do you make it focus on the orthographic ones? Control tab. Really? So like if I click this and hit control tab, yeah, okay. Look at that, that's about right. And then if so let's click on this, hit control tab and then tab. And now I have it centered here, 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 and here. And then I can like zoom in if I need some minor tuning. And then I can come in here and be like, okay, I want to move this up. Actually, I want to move it closer. Oh, I want to move it back. I want to move it up more. Okay, how's that looking, game? But just that right there alone, try doing that in open zone. It's a fucking nightmare. Even just moving, because I know you have camera view, which puts you top down, but then when you go into first person, it's like clunk, 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 clunk. There's no right click move. You can't zoom. It's just a mess. Where here, it's a lot easier. Z to delete. Now that's gone. We can more edit. You know, we can add in more geometry. Just be like, I want to put another cube right here. And now that I have all accesses, I can be like, no, I want it more in the center here. And no, I gotta get used to the orientations, but I want the face top moved down. What is it? Control tab. Move this one down. There we go. All right. And then I can be like, this side move in. Right. But it's even easier in the 3D space because I can be like, no, this side move out. I don't know the snap to grid key yet, but I know there's a option to snap to grid or not. I saw it earlier. I know how to increase, there it is, Control G. So if I hit Control G, it's not changing. I wonder if I just lower the precision of the grid. I mean, that should honestly be good enough. Yeah. You know it better than me. So yeah. So far, I need to mess with actually the lighting. I think, oh, the downside of this view though is I don't have a texture browser. Ew, the texture browser becomes a window, which isn't end of the world. I can always tweak it. I'm better at getting tortured. Well, and you notice what I do. I'm like, this is great and all, but I'd like to optimize this. And then I'll start looking at, how do I optimize this setup? Let's go find a texture for like sky or something. Or not sky, lighting. Also, I still get the issue on here when this boots up, right? Am I having an HTTPS error? So failed to fetch. The request was aborted. Could not create a secure channel. I wonder why. Because I'm just using a web client, aren't I? Let's try that. So that fixes that, but now I get a 404. Which, is that wrong? I thought I fixed this. And I know I'm like ADD right now, but whatever, I'm just having fun anyways. So it's trying to get file list. It's trying to get this file, which as a raw format should be this. And it is reporting raw GitHub user content.com, the Moncia client main is needing to be in there. So go back to the code, scroll to the top, put, I think it's after client. Let's try this. Perfect. All right, so now if I hit patch, oh, I get a lot of 404s. Cancel. Okay, what's going on here? It's trying to download. The URL's wrong because the file list builder is pointing it to the wrong location. So, file list builder, no. File list builder YAML needs to have main. Now we run no. We run the file list builder, generates in 0.6 seconds. We commit this. Push. Why does that take so long? It's literally 2 raw text files. Whatever. Okay, so then we go back to this. We stop. We restart. We run patch. And we're still getting 404s. Why? It has not updated. Let's try again. I can actually peek at the debug file. Why is this file not up yet? Is there a caching issue going on here? There could be a caching problem, but it should auto update. EQEMU patcher bin release. Are you building a release? I thought you said debug. Interesting. What do you have in here? Yeah, you see how it says client? Let's just delete that for a moment. What? No, that's not the right one. Client backup. There. Delete this. Start again. File list is re-added. Patch. Failed to download. 404. It still doesn't say main. Wonder if I messed up. This one I can close. Yeah, see, this has download prefix with main. This does too. And the one it pulls down does not. Did this successfully update? No. See, notice it doesn't have main in there. Okay. So, why? Wait, what's going on here? Oh, it's because of this file. It's now tracking patcher in here. Get that out of here. Okay, so we want this file to have main, which it does. Why is this one not showing main? This one is. This one is not. Is there like a caching mechanism going on? Because if there is, that's a problem. Yeah, see, it's still downloading the non-main version. If I hold shift and refresh, it fixes it. But now if I start, there. And this way, I think is going to be slower when it's downloading each and individual file instead of just a compressed copy. So I'm probably going to write a code that basically says, if you have no files, then just send a zip file of all of the contents. Because there's no reason to download 300 megs in tiny files like this. Okay, so we can go ahead and delete client backup now. As far as your question, animations and all that, I thought I saw some shader support, but there's likely going to be issues with what you're describing, even like animated ones. If you look at OpenZone and its source code for the BSP reader, it has shader code in here. And you can see that it's flagging some things like culling, transparency, has fog. It has deformed textures, deformed vertices move. That might actually do what you're talking about. Let me see if I can make lava work. I'll work on that right now, actually. That sounds like a fun project. So we got define lava. Ideally, let's use EQZip. And, ooh, where are we going to find lava? Let's try like Sol Dungeon at B or A. There we go. That's what they want, lava. And then let's export these files. I did make an Underdark directory. I'm going to put in here just lava. Open. You're talking more about regional blah. You know, like defining different surfaces and such. Well, like I said, I'm kind of reverse engineering the entire OpenZone tool. So once I have a grasp of like the different file formats and what's expected to define regions and all that crap, which I am using Lantern EQ, Zala's work, OpenZone, just basically all of them to just, pool my knowledge. And then I'm writing my own little tool. I'm hoping to take something authoritative, like, for example, NetRadiant, to become an easy tool for us to, produce things. And then you can like take something like this object and set a property on it and basically say, this is liquid. And then anyone that touches this now will have lava regioning. That's kind of what I'm envisioning. I don't know if it's going to be that clean, but that's the dream, right? All right. So I got this lava and I've exported it. I have to convert it to JPEG, ironically. I currently made a Underdark directory. Didn't I? Yeah. Which I'm going to call this Demancia now, if it'll let me. Thank you. Lava. And we have to do, it's really gross, but it's the fastest way I found it off the top of my head. Save as image, PNG this, or JPEG this. Is lava 1. I'll save it in Nariac, that's fine. And then we go to 2. Yeah. No, I knew the moment I was following that tutorial that OpenZone was slightly functional, and that's about the extent of what it was. I mean, it was made like 15 years ago, give or take. So you can't expect the world from it. And it still did leaps and bounds more than anything prior to it. The big emphasis that Lantern has right now is it's modern. He's actually doing a lot better with bone animation and such. I'm really hoping to take Lantern's work and see if I can reverse it, because to me, while making worlds is going to be amazing, zones and everything, what I'm looking forward to is creating custom models for like NPCs and stuff, mobs. I know that Packet was successful with it. He did something, I think, with Zala's tools to do it. But between Lantern, Zala's, and OpenZone, I'm hoping I can kind of create EQ tooling. Oh, so this is a fall, and that's lava. I don't need the falls. I just need lava. Give me lava. Hey, I've been saving these, but where did they go? Oh, it's in Urban Terra. Perfect, actually. It's where I was going to copy it to. So we need to go to my Urban Terra directory, because that's currently where Radiant is sourcing from. And go to Nariac. You can see now I have my 5 lava files. We're going to go to scripts, edit my shader for Nariac. And first, we're just going to see if we can get them to... Actually, we need to look at... the shader manual, because I'm pretty sure they show lava. Apparently Animap is one way. Some people do transforms. I gotta find how animations are defined. Hi, Jess. Or Dagger. How's it going? We're having fun. Here's Animap. Perfect. This is what I wanted to look for. I don't know if I'm going to... Oh, it looks like I might be able to define this as its own object side. like they have these grouping agents, right? So can I take Neriac, put this, and make lava references? Let's try real quick. Lava 001 JPEG. Then there's a space. It says Animap 10, and then there was only like 8 defined. Weird. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then you do a blend function, inner science, blah, blah, blah. In theory, this will work. Refresh, Neriac. There's my lava. That's not extremely promising. But let's make this lava, I guess. I figured it would be one texture and not so many. But yeah, you see my world? Ooh, I made all of this. Isn't that cool? My little Neriac-ish thing. It's more of a character select. So you look, he's on the little platform, hanging out when you log in. It's pretty cool. Okay, so we got to go back to you. Move over the maps so that I can import it. Library, textures, Quake 3, maps, grab CLZ. Now, there should be a lava rock. So slow. Okay, that makes sense. It's white because I didn't ever copy the textures. So these textures need to move to EverQuest. Which is like open zone, library, textures, Quake 3, textures, Neriac, paste. Skip these files. Okay. Let's try that again. No? You're not going to be happy with that? Fine, I'll restart you because you're stinky. So many open windows and they're all in the wrong directory. Something just randomly fell. Really? D drive games, EQ tools, open zone 8.3. Open this up again. Technically, I never saved the project in its simplicity form, but I don't think I need to change anything from what you get baselined. CLZ, can you please import my texture? Yes, you did. Thank you. Let's export this now as CLZ. Yes. Okay. Now we can exit out of U. We can run my conversion. Then we need to start EQ up. What? There. Check this load time. And splash screen, and I'm in the character select. And there's my lava, and it is not animating. Unfortunately, but I kind of expected that. But there is lava. Look how bright this is. In fact, the whole world is too bright. That's another thing we're going to have to figure out is how do we make it actually do lighting? Because all the textures are like fully high emission right now. And I don't think that's because I'm a Dark elf. We should double check that though. Barbarians can't see shit. Blind girl. Oh, this might crash. Because I don't have Minds of Glooming Deep on this client. Yep. I kind of forgot about that. Oops. Whatever. Yeah, we have lighting issues and we don't have animation yet. I don't know if I'm even doing this right though. I just threw together a quick shader. I do like that I can see Animap 5. The code implies that vertex move is supported. Auto sprite and bulge. Is there an animap? Shader layers anime frequency is greater than 0. What is anim frequency? Is this defined? Surface parameter transparent, no marks, no light map. Could I put these in here? But like anim frequency. Shader. I think I just got a message. I might need to go eat dinner. That could have been it. Deform vertexes. No. Okay. If shader has layers and the layers have animation frequencies, is for texture coordinate systems. Interesting. Animate textures is a boolean that's in gtemp. All right. Where else is animate textures? Animators everywhere. Let's take out animator. By the way, this is something I'm really looking forward to. And this is the animation systems. Did you ever work into that, Dead Zergling, the animation system? The mob modeling, altering your animations. That's going to be fun to look into later. And I got distracted. Yeah. I'm going to have to look at this later. Unfortunately, I'm getting pretty tired. And I'm easily distracted right now. Because basically, I need to figure out the BSP import and if it actually brings in animations or not. Because if it doesn't, that'd be another negative mark for OpenZone. It does not support the animation. Yeah, you can't import animations apparently. This is for Ogre, by the way. Interesting. Animation. Yeah, it's just the same code I was looking at earlier. So you have shader ID, stage ID, and the number of verts. Shader ID. Quake 3 shader animate textures. Animap is what he's doing here. Okay. Yeah, so this is telling me this is very similar to what we were doing. Interesting, it says you can create an image for preview. Call has all of these. You know, it might be these lava files are not proper. And it could be because of Nariac grouping. That doesn't sound right though, because shaders could support multiples, I'm pretty sure. We could test that though. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to take Nariac's shader. We're going to move it to its own. And we're going to call this one. By the way, the shader list doesn't even include Nariac, does it? Is this the right shader list? Should be. It's interesting it loaded it fine anyways. Lava. We're going to make a new lava shader. We're going to take out this, and in the new lava shader, we're going to take out these. We're going to actually kind of just copy all the rest of this crap. Okay. Then let's refresh. Now notice that there's only one lava entry. Interestingly, there's no lava over here, though. That's a little concerning. Can I see more? Whoa. So when I double-clicked, it put them all back. Interesting. Well, let's save. Let's build this, and let's just see what happens during the import this time. But I am about to wrap this up because I'm getting pretty tired. Delete, import, Quake map, library, textures, Quake 3 maps, CLZ, open. You can see the textures there. Save. No, export. CLZ. Why did that not? It's because I exported it as a 3ds file. Okay. Then we go to this, copy it back over, then we start the client. And in theory, there'll be a lava rock. In theory. So you can see here, it is not animating. So I don't know why. I don't even know if this one truly would animate. Can I run a test? I've never even tested it. Running a test. Apparently it does not test. Well. Lava 1 does not seem to be animating at all. I don't even know how I can test that. Oh well. Pretty much at this point, I'm going to go ahead and stop. So if you've been watching, hope you've enjoyed. At this point, I think I'm going to take a break. The patcher, though, did work. And watch, if I hit play, no, did not work. We're still having some patch file issues, don't we? Didn't we fix that? Let's retry. So checkmin spec failed. Some of these executables fail. Yeah, Zachary shouldn't be trying to be downloaded. Why is it being listed still? I wrote this. Oh. That's wrong. That should help it. One too many. Okay. 1, 2. There. So this should not have Zax in it. It does. Okay, wait. Why is my ignore file not working? Is ignores in multiple places? Huh. EQEMU patcher is ignored. All these files are ignored, but Zachary is not. Why? So like Zachary characters is right here. I think Zachary characters is being ignored. Yes. However, if strings to lower path equals IG, contains IG. Yeah, I'm getting tired. Okay, so there, now all my character files are gone. And cool. But does it stop for you from just using EQEMU directly? Does what stop? No, it doesn't. You don't even have to use the patcher. I can provide a patch file and you can just run it however you like. I think down the road, I might actually create a login portal through the patcher, but that's like feature creep. I don't need to worry about that right now. This is the big part. Some of these files are still getting listed, and that's okay. It looks like all DLLs don't get downloaded. Why am I re-downloading all those files too? That's a little odd. It's almost like my hashes are off, which is fine, potentially. So why does this URL fail? Do the DLLs never get downloaded? Yeah, I think I have to force add them, and that's the issue. Yeah, what my plan is with custom zones is you're going to be able to log in, and I think I can create a custom message the moment you log in. If nothing else, I'll jail you if you use a non-custom client. What I'm going to basically do is I'll reuse basically like eCommons maybe, or some random ass zone, and everyone starts in eCommons. And if you are not using my client, you're going to be jailed in eCommons. And then when you log in with my character, you can use this entrance portal to just start moving into all the character zones, is kind of the idea. Because I want you to be able to log in and just be notified to go to this website to start downloading it. And I can create message boxes in the client to basically tell you that. Okay, so now that I pushed that up, let's go back to here and see if the client downloads better. Yeah, see, now the DLLs are working. Cool. Sky is still not. Well, the DBG files should actually not be, anything in logs should not be versioned. This is the wrong project. Wait, not push. No. Go run file list builder. Thank you. Okay, that should have taken out the logs entries, and it did not. Why not? Logs is probably using some other terminology. It's backspace based, maybe? Or maybe the file names are not full paths. Well, we know exactly what all logs are going to be anyway, so why not? Just hard code it for now. memory strategy.txt, sky.txt, and debug.txt. Never need to be versioned. There we go. Okay, what else failed? Texture.txt. I don't remember texture.txt being even required. Apparently it's in the directory. I don't remember seeing that though. Oh yeah, this can definitely be ignored. There you go. So yeah, the client's going to be super clean. And arguably, you could take my client and copy it over to your EverQuest, and it would only download the files that were diffed. Like, you can keep your old junk in there. It don't matter. But it'll be a lot leaner if you just download it directly. Anyways, I got to go to eat. I'm hungry. I need to get a drink. But yeah, hope you've enjoyed. I'm going to just keep doing this pretty often. I'm slowly making a server. I did register demonic.com or Demonica. Is that what I called it? No. Demoncia. I just got that domain registration. So Demoncia is what I'm calling my custom EQ server. Because why not? Now, if I hit play, does it work? That's the next big question. Look at that. So this was purely downloaded through my patcher, and it was like 300 megs. There's still some bugs with it, but I have it versioned now. And the client needs some TLC, but yeah, see all these files? One issue I notice is whenever I hit patch, it repatches. I think it's because the files exist and patching is going to just redo them. See, now when I double click, it just starts the game up. Yeah, you're fully patched. Perfect. That's awesome. And yeah, you have to edit the patcher config file if you do autoplay and auto to true. But now you turn that off. There you go. Demoncia. Fun times. I'm pretty sure if I give this to anybody, it'll just work. Like, you can now get my client just by having this executable right here, which when zipped is a whopping 3 megs. So 3 megs will then give you the keys to getting the entire game, which is 300 megs. And you have a full client with all of my edits and custom zones and shit as I make them. I think that's pretty clean, right? Compared to the normal route of getting EverQuest. And I'm going to totally sit down and just start editing everything, like the UI. I'm going to strip down and start re-itemizing, retweaking, and just making EverQuest truly custom, because that sounds fun. But anyways, all right, guys.